Well, that's it. Another boutique label's closing up shop, and it's kind of sad news. I mean, as collectors, we always find the boutique labels that we love. I don't have a ton of Olive films, but the other day I was looking for more. At the beginning of the month, we always do a live stream, and at the live stream, we talk about what's coming out for the month of July or the month of whatever the month we're in. And so it just happened to be July. I picked up all the stuff that I normally do. I'm looking at the Olive films, and I go to the website and I met with this. So it's one of those things where is it sad? Is it something to be worried about? And the answer is I don't. I think it's a little more complicated than just that. Yes, more people are going to be sad, but then the bigger problem I find is that just last week I bought this for $27, and it's already $40 on Amazon. So it's a one of those things where there's going to be people taking advantage of the entire thing. Once more people find out about this, they're going to buy up all the rest of the stock that's available. Right now as we speak, there's tons of stock still at Best Buy, deep discount. Amazon has some. Target probably has a bunch. And as it gets all bought up, it's going to get put on eBay, and you're going to be asking for astronomical prices for stuff that was going for kind of dirt cheap probably last year. And what's going to happen is it's people are going to try to hoard and do all that type of stuff. It always happens. We saw it recently with Twilight Time, but then as other boutique labels pop up and they produce some of those films, then you'll see on Amazon or you'll see on eBay that those prices do tend to come down, with some of the more rare ones kind of sticking up at that high area. And it's definitely frustrating for a collector. But I'm not making this video to, you know, bring in the panic buy. But as it stands right now, there's a bunch of films available. Definitely, if you had some in your wish list and you haven't pulled the trigger yet and you'd like to, I would say now is probably the time, sooner than later, because the longer this sits, these films are going to go out of print. And I don't know the plan. I don't know if somebody else is picking it up. I don't know if they're rebranding. I have no idea. But I do know that in my collecting journey, every time that this has happened, and there have been films out of print, in a very short amount of time, another label will pick that film up, or another label will put that out. Now, granted, I still don't have License to Drive on Blu-ray, which is one of my favorites because it's been out of print for a long time. However, many of these other films that we've seen on Twilight Time that have gone out of print have been picked up by other labels. So that is a thing. And then without going into crazy talk about this, it's just let me just show you some of my favorite Olive films and why I loved the company. So they had this signature line, which was great. It was just a nice package, great transfer. So Invasion of the Body Snatchers, just really, really fun. And then with this one here, not only you get the slipcover, which I'm not a huge slipcover guy, but I tend to keep them as long as it's every single one of them. If it's every single one of them, it's a boutique label, I'll generally keep it. But other than that, I take them out and I put them in a box, and I just don't like slipcovers. But with these Olive films, I have kept them. So then you get just a really, really nice, simple, clean boutique packaging here, which is my favorite. Then you get the artwork on the inside. So it's just really, really nice. And then you get a booklet full of information. And so it's just a nice step in the right direction for boutique labels for me. So I did like that. I picked that one up. And then this one here, Hanny Calder, absolutely love this film. And I had to have this one. So there was two versions. And there was the regular simple Blu-ray version. But then they had the Olive signature. So I picked that one up just because I do love the film. Now this one here, this one's one of my favorites. I picked this up years ago on the video rental store. It was like a blind watch. I rented it and I absolutely loved it. So it's just like, uh, Deuce is Wild. Stephen Dorff. This is just great. It's like a I guess like a non-musical version of West Side Story. You got the two rival gangs. It takes place kind of in the 50s. Drugs are coming into the neighborhood, and then they're trying to keep them out. Like, so there's literally a gang of boys that are trying to keep the drugs out and keep the crime low. And there's that. And then, so it's just a very interesting film. Love this. There's a lot of people in here. Stephen Dorff, Brad Renfro, Fairuza Balk, Vincent Pastore, Frankie Muniz, tons of people. Yeah, it's such a great film. I do love this film, and this is another one. This is one that's out of print. I've not been able to find it in years, but I do own it, which was Zapped. Every time it comes up, I see it on Best Buy, I see it other places, it says sold out. So I don't know if it's one of those things where it just goes in and out of print, or if it was just out of print forever. But again, I couldn't find this film anywhere. And then as we speak, I do think it's getting a different boutique label release, but right now it's not on Olive Film. So I'm glad I own it in the collection. But it's one of those things is if you didn't know it existed, it's something you had been looking for yourself. It's out of print. And this is another one of my favorites. This is Yellowbeard. So I actually own this on CED, which is an old format that pretty much there was a vinyl record inside of a giant disc that would play the thing. And my player, I have it, but it just doesn't work. So I own the movie, but now I have it on Blu-ray, which is great because this is one of my favorites. And I didn't have this on any other format. I had no other way to watch this. And the fact that Olive Films did a great job at this one. So I was just like, big fan. So it's a company that I've definitely come to love. But as we talk, there's another boutique label that just launched called Film Masters. They're going to be launching at the end of the year. I'm going to put a link down below to their website, and it's really great. They have 3 films already ready to go, and the pre-orders are up. And when you click the pre-order, it takes you right to the Amazon link. So something I'm really looking forward to. It's kind of sad to talk about it. Another wonderful Blu-ray label closing up shop. But like we said, another one's going to pop up. And because there is passion behind this. Like generally, it's not about making money. I mean, obviously everybody wants to make money, but usually when you talk to the people that create these boutique labels, like I know that it was just a guy. It wasn't like a huge giant business. It was just a guy that was doing the Twilight films. And then there's just a guy who's has a lot of experience in films and DVDs and movies and has a whole backstory. I haven't dived into it, but I heard bits and pieces. And he created this Film Masters boutique Blu-ray label because he loves movies just like we do. So that is it. The passion right there is going to drive more and more of these things to pop up. And that's just it's just my 2 cents on it. Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Tell me some of your favorite Olive films and your thoughts on physical media. Is it dying? I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I think it's becoming more of a niche market like it always was. Before DVD. DVD created a giant boom in movie collecting and movie sales, and everyone wanted the new technology, and it was something special, and so everybody was buying DVDs. It was very, very common to everyone to have a big DVD collection, even if they didn't really collect things. And then that has died down, and it has gone back to what movies always were. The home video market was always like a niche market. I remember growing up, I had like 2 or 3 movies, and I didn't know anybody else who had any more. And then the first time I ever went to somebody's house, I was probably in high school, that had like 100 movies. I was impressed. I was shocked. I was like, this is like the video rental store. It was a crazy concept. So it is something that I think it always has been a niche market, and I think we're getting back there. So I don't want to beat the war drum of physical media is dying, because I don't think that's the case. I just think the market is changing. But yeah, with that, let me know, guys. Let me know what you think, but I'll catch you next time.